Guys, today we're going to be talking about questions. 5 questions that a guy that really wants to spend the rest of his life with you might. Most obviously, 90% of these questions will come to the table before a guy marries you. If this is going to interest you, stay here. Let's dive right into the video. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're coming here for the first time, I am kartiavelino, and mostly I talk about marriage and relationships. I have been in this game for over 30 years, from the time I started dating my husband to the time we got married. I am telling you guys from experience. It's not from what I read on the book, from the book. So guys, let me share with you things, 5 things that a guy, if a guy asks you any of these 5 questions, he is ready to make you his life partner. Forget about going out every day and drinking and having dinner together. This is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about communications, inner communications that a guy who wants to settle down with you will ask you. The first question that a guy who wants to settle down with you will ask you, because he wants to know. It could be something like, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years, 2 to 5 years? He is interested. He wants to know if you have plans, if you have future, if you have things that you are thinking about in terms of business, in terms of getting married. So be very open. Share where you would like to see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, in the next 2 to 5 years, because many men will really love to know if you're thinking about moving forward with something that you do in your life. The next question a guy who wants to spend the rest of his life will share with you is something like this. If you are to get married today, how many kids do you think you would like to have? If God says that you will have children, a guy would like to open up a communication regarding family. He hasn't proposed to you yet, but this is common conversation. You guys are just talking. He wants to know if you are that kind of woman who wants to build a family or who doesn't want to build a family. This is a question. The next question, a guy who wants to spend the rest of his life with you is, maybe you guys are talking on the phone. Maybe late at night, you guys are into having late night conversations or gisting or saying things. The guy who wants to spend the rest of his life with you will ask you something like, I hope I am not disrupting your sleep. Is this a good time to talk? Because he cares about you. He wants to make sure you are having enough rest, enough sleep, particularly if you are a career woman and you have to go to work the next morning. When you guys are in depth conversation at midnight, he would like to know, is this a good time? Can we talk? I hope I am not bothering you. He has respect for your time. He has respect for your career. He wants to know if it's okay for you guys to carry on a conversation. The next question, a guy that really wants to spend the world, heaven on earth with you. Maybe you guys have had some conversation. Maybe deep down, he knew that you have a problem with your boss at work, or you have a problem with your parents, or you have a problem with your sister or your friends, and you tell him stories. The guy that cares about your well-being, when he calls you up, he wants to know the extent of the problem that you are having with your family, with your siblings, with your work, with anything. Dear, my love. So how is it going? Were you guys able to resolve the issue? He wants to know because he wants to see you happy. The next question, a guy, the last but not the least, most importantly, a guy that wants to really spend the rest of his life with you would like to know how you will handle finance. Very important. He would use diplomacy and tell you stories about finance. Maybe he will just make up a story in his head, or maybe in his head he already see you as he's already putting movies together with you. He tried to see in his head, or if he runs out of financial issues, will this woman be able to handle my business? Will this woman be able to take care of our children? Will this woman be able to do something financially on her own without inviting him over, right? He can ask you something like, so if you are in this situation, and let's say you get married and your husband runs out of finance, or how do you think you can be able to help a man who runs out of finance because of one reason or the other? He is playing with your mind. He wants to know if you are a wife material. He wants to know, are you capable of holding and handling finance? Are you those kind of women who are only interested in physical appearance? He will on their own physical appearance, about shopping, about not bringing things to the table. Guys wants to see, are you investing? How do you, or are you planning on investing on anything? I'm looking at this like being a career woman. Oh, baby girl, do you know that we are in the time of pandemics? I'm taking this from the aspect of somebody living in this part of the world, and then I'll take it from the angle of people who just finished a graduated university. So let's go ahead and take it from the angle of the people that live in this part of the world. Right now, the real estate is crashing, and you have a good job, and the guy asks you, baby girl, do you know what? Have you ever thought about investing in real estate? Real estate is crashing. This is the best time for you to invest in real estate. Do you have plans on buying a second home or doing something? He wants to carry the conversation further. He is helping you out to plan future for both of you. He might not have called out the word, will you marry me? Will you be my partner? But he's just playing to see, playing with your brain to see if you are that kind of woman who is willing to invest. Now, let's take it back to younger generation who just graduated from university, and the guy is dating you and he wants to make you his life partner. He might ask you something like, are you interested in furthering your education? Do you want to do your master's degree? Do you have plans now that you have finished school, finished university, you have your first degree? What's the next plan? Do you want to do master's? Do you want to, because you couldn't find a job, let's say you took mass communication, that's what we call it in Nigeria, in Africa. Okay, you just graduated from mass communication. Are you open to taking this further if you cannot find a job in your field? Are you willing to take more courses that will help you find a job? This guy is interested in making you his life partner. There are little loopholes that women need to start paying attention. Before the guy puts a ring on that, he wants to make sure that your brain is functional. It's not external beauty. Men don't marry external beauty. This is called, it could be brain and beauty, or beauty and the beast. You can be beautiful, but you cannot bring anything to the table. I am sorry to tell you that those days are gone and is over. Thank you guys for watching this video. Remember, if you are not yet subscribed, subscribe and share this video. Au revoir. Bye-bye for now.